I'm joined by Jonathan Fowler. He's an Amman. He is a spokesperson for UNRWA. Great to have you here with us on Tier 2 World. First and foremost, just tell us what your organization is saying about the unfolding humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip.
Been sounding the alarm for months upon months about this humanitarian crisis. Let's not forget that at the beginning of March, the Israeli authorities imposed a total blockade on humanitarian aid entering the Gaza Strip. Now, indeed, as underlined in your report, from May, a trickle of aid has been allowed in, but this is just simply not enough. Now, this is a human choice. This is a policy choice to do this in a particular way. And as we've seen in your report, it's emaciated children is the consequence. This is a man-made famine crisis.
Jonathan, of course, it's not the first time UNRWA has issued such a warning. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, for months, your organization has been warning the international community about the worsening humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip. But do you think we have reached a point as the international community where we can say that all these calls are not making any sort of impact because the situation is not getting better, it's only getting worse?
I mean, that's a very important question. We see images like the images that have just been shown in your report. I mean, what is it going to take to bring about change? Change from people with influence, governments with influence beyond the region, within the region, but also those who are actually making the decisions to do this in the way that is being done. I mean, this is, I emphasize, it is a man-made humanitarian crisis. This is a man-made humanitarian tragedy. What the population of the Gaza Strip is going through is, I mean, in all conscience, this should not be allowed. The question is, how will this change? When will it change? And will it be too late? I mean, for those children we've seen, it is very likely going to be too late.
What would the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip look like if it gets too late, Jonathan?
Well, I mean, the level of death, the level of destruction, I mean, the level of malnutrition. And malnutrition is a killer, but it also, for people who miraculously manage to survive it, it has long-term social consequences, human development consequences on a whole society. I mean, this is something that will trickle on in the decades to come. I mean, we've all seen, humanitarians from the UN and from other organizations, and anybody who's been looking at the media over the years, you see humanitarian crises caused, for example, by natural disasters, be that drought or something like that. But the point about this one, as I've emphasized, this is man-made. This is a human policy choice to do this in a way which restricts aid from entering to a level that means that the population is not getting even a sort of, drop in the ocean of what it needs.
Indeed, and of course, as many people have been saying, many experts have been saying that we need to act now. We need to allow humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip now. But certainly that's something that has not happened yet. So let's talk solutions now, Jonathan. What is the solution to this problem? What needs to be done now to alleviate the pain and sufferings of the Palestinian people?
Well, first, if I may, I can tell you what is not the solution, and the solution is not this mechanism, this Israeli-American mechanism or scheme known as the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. That this is not effective, as we've seen. Hundreds of people have been killed trying to get aid from the few distribution sites that this mechanism has in place. What needs to happen is we need to get to a situation where we have a massive United Nations-led aid operation, which brings in aid at scale. We have thousands of trucks from the UN waiting outside the Gaza Strip that could bring in aid tomorrow if they were allowed to. We need to be able to distribute aid across the Gaza Strip. That's also not permitted. This current system is not doing what it should be doing, and this is because it's not in a position to do anything which is compatible with international humanitarian law. I mean, the failings are baked into this scheme, and we need to get back to a UN-led operation. There's no question about that.
Jonathan Fowler, thanks very much for joining me here on Tier 2 World. I really appreciate your taking out the time.